Welcome to Islam for Children.
The Bani Israel were terrified, for the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, had announced a reward. The Bani Israel were terrified, for the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, had announced a reward for anyone who'd report to the soldiers and bring a Bani Israel baby boy forward. Because the Pharaoh had a nightmare, and his dream interpreters foretold that in the hands of a baby born among the Bani Israel, he would later be destroyed. And that's when the Pharaoh decided that all his men he'd employ to search for and find and kill every Bani Israel baby boy. The sentence was criminal, and the act was extremely cruel, but the Pharaoh would do anything so he could continue to rule.
وقال فرعون يا أيها الملأ ما علمت لكم من إله غيري.
He had divided his people to two groups called the Septes and the Qeptes. The Qeptes were his relatives and were given lots of money. The Septes worked as their slaves and maids and were treated badly. Hearing this announcement, the Septes were so afraid. Who would save them from the cruel Pharaoh's raid? Meanwhile, Jochebed was pregnant with no sign for others to see. Allah had made her seem this way in order to save her baby. Still, she was in fear of Pharaoh's soldiers day and night. She thought, when my baby's born, how will I keep it out of sight? Until one day, she gave birth to baby Musa, a beautiful baby boy. But the fear of him being harmed was mixed in with her joy. Musa's mother
لله ملك السماوات والأرض يخلق ما يشاء يهب لمن يشاء إناثا ويهب لمن يشاء الذكور.
then heard a sound. Put him in a crate and set him on the river. Have no fear, for Allah will return Musa to you safe and sound, and He is the best protector. Baby Musa's mother had to rush before it was too late. She went to a carpenter and asked him to make a crate. Jochebed then fed baby Musa and put him in the crate as Allah had advised. She watched the river take her baby away with tearful eyes. Watching her baby go down the river was making her heart burn. But she kept reminding herself, Allah said He will return. She had told her daughter to track the crate and find out where it would go. She was shocked to see the crate go toward the palace of Pharaoh. Queen Asya, Pharaoh's wife, who was unlike him a believer, happened to see the crate approach and fetched it from the water. When the Pharaoh saw him, he yelled, "A baby boy? I ordered the death of each and every one!" But Asya pleaded with him and convinced him to raise Musa as their own son. Asya thought, now how do we feed this baby? A wet nurse is who we need. She called for wet nurses from all over, but Musa proved impossible to feed. Each woman tried to nurse baby Musa, but he kept called for wet nurses from all over, but Musa proved impossible to feed. Each woman tried to nurse baby Musa, but he kept his lips pursed together. Musa's sister told them, I know just the wet nurse for him, and she introduced her mother. Jochebed was reunited with her baby, and she felt grateful and blessed. And just as Allah had promised, with Musa in her arms, now she could rest. Years passed, and Musa grew and grew till he was big and strong. He was blessed with so much knowledge and power, even though he was young. One day, as he strolled through the city, he saw a Qepti bullying a Septi man. Unfortunately, the poor Septi people had no support, and the Qepti did this quite often. The Septi asked Musa for help.
ودخل المدينة على
hope, and he threw a punch at the Qibti. Unaware of his might, he just wanted to help save the weaker man. But then he saw with dread that the Qibti from the Pharaoh's family suddenly fell down dead. The news traveled fast, and a friend of Musa ran to him to say, "The Pharaoh is going to kill you, so quickly, just run away." Musa prayed to Allah, "Please save me from people's cruelty." He took off to start a whole new life away in the Median city.